Hey Dreamers, Bryce here from Midnight Notion, singer-songwriter, musician, big fan of Metallica, but I have no idea what my favorite Metallica song is. Could it be the Unforgiven II? Let's use math to find out. Cue the intro.
So give it to me now!
For the best Metallica song! The Unforgiven II, the second song in what is hopefully just a trilogy. We don't know. There could be a 4 or 5. They're not done yet. I'm excited to get into this one. I think it gets a lot of unfair hate, as does, a lot of the last 2 records. So excited to get into it. I'm going to listen to the song. You're going to come along with me, right? As a buddy old pal, we're going to listen together. I'm going to blah, blah, blah. Anytime I find something interesting, I'll stop it a few times. Don't worry about it. You can skip ahead using the description. There's chapter markers if you really can't stand me stopping. And then I'm going to grade it using the following categories: composition, memorability, emotional response, instrumentation, and of course lyrics. Each category is a 0 to 4 scale with a grand total possible of 20 points. We'll find out at the end if the Unforgiven II has what it takes to get into the top 20. Speaking of the top 20, I have a little amendment to make. I apologize. Yesterday's video for The Devil's Dance, I had a little mishap in the editing, and I found out that I accidentally switched some numbers around. I said 3, and I showed the number 4, and then I showed the number 3 and said the number 4. My bad. We're going to keep the score as it was stated, as I said it with my mouth. What you saw on the screen, forget about it. Which means when you add up the numbers accordingly, that song, unfortunately, Devil's Dance, is no longer tied with Damage Inc. It actually puts it lower than Damage Inc. Let's take a look. Yep, right there at 19th place. So, sorry, Devil's Dance, you were almost tied, but you just got a little bit shorter. So 19th place, and of course, Sad But True is on the chopping block. So now you know what the top 20 officially looks like. Fewer ties than we thought. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can find more of my mistakes in future videos. There's basically one in every video because I do these really quickly. I need that 1,000 subscribers so I can hire out, right? If we have 1,000 subscribers, I can actually make money and send that money towards an editor. I'm an editor myself, but I don't get paid to do this content. I get paid to do other content. So this stuff is going to be a little sloppier. Let's stop jibber jabbering and get right into the song, The Unforgiven II. Here we go. I believe that's the same horn as the first Unforgiven. But now we got a heavy. I think that when you're hearing this record, after coming from Load, there's a lot of people who were disappointed in Load because it had a really country sounding country feel to it, sort of that southern rock vibe. And this record has so far been pretty redeeming. Fuel starts with a bang. It's got a little more southern it's got that southern rock feel a little bit, but it's fast enough and it grooves and it's quick. Memory Remains is really kind of a pop rock song, but it's got just a nice heaviness to it. Sing along. Devil's Dance, just real gritty, real slow, dirgy. This song starts with this cool bang. It's backed, the tempo is backed off quite a bit, so we got this slow little dirge. Do 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 do. It's kind of cool. This stop here, now we switch to just that clean guitar. It's not until we get that little bend that you get that then you're like, oh, the country's back. So for those of you who have been sad about the country feel, you're probably sad at this point, and this is probably the point in the record where you're like, no thanks. And that's unfortunate because I think that I've been saying this for all 14 songs of Load and all 4 songs so far of Reload, that I don't have a problem with the different sound. I don't think we can grade this in a way that's like, oh, that's not what Metallica sounds like. Of course it's what they sound like. They wrote it, right? I was in a band once with someone who, we were playing this riff, we wrote it, we were just jamming on it for like 12 minutes, and then we stopped and we were laughing and we're laughing. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. And then my band member goes, too bad it's not us. And we're like, what? Excuse me? And he's like, yeah, it's not our genre. It's like, we can do whatever we want. We're in a band we're an original band. We can write whatever we feel. And I was really upset about that. I actually ended up leaving that band long ago. But I'm just saying that you gotta, as an artist, allow yourself to be experimental. You gotta express whatever needs to come out. So if it's gonna sound country, then great, put out a country song. If your fans hate it, then F the fans. You just do whatever makes you feel good. And they're still selling out stadiums pre-COVID, but nonetheless, they're doing pretty well for themselves. So I'm gonna grade it highly. I'm gonna ignore the hate, and I'm just gonna call it what it is. It's just a different song. That's all.
Lay beside me, tell me what they've done, and speak the words I wanna hear to make my
He's doing some really subtle backing vocals. Some of them are really noticeable, but you can hear just a little bit. The door is locked now, but there's maybe a grittier. He might be doing like a voice under it. He might be doing a harmony, but there's some layered vocals in here that's really making this special. And because the guitars are clean, the bass isn't moving a whole lot, the drums are pretty easy, we can really let that vocal come through. The vocal performance is really shining through. The
door is locked now, but it's opened if you're true. If you can understand the me, then I can understand the you.
I appreciate that this lead line it's distorted. There's overdrive to it, but it's not so crunchy. It's not like comparable. It doesn't sound like the rest of their catalog. It's not a big shunk. It's just kind of a light distortion, and then it's on top of a clean riff. So James is playing clean, and so that kind of disconnect between the heavy and the clean, it's like peanut butter and jelly, man. They go together, man. It feels nice. There's also a little tambourine hit on the snares.
Lay beside me,
Maybe not anymore.
under wicked sky, through black of day, dark of night.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's a chorus on the left guitar. I've been arguing about this, not arguing, but trying to figure it out, and I should just do the research myself. But if I'm not mistaken, the chorus is kind of waving the notes. Huh? Is that right? The chorus is kind of making it like tuning and detuning it a little bit, maybe? That's what I'm hearing in the left speaker. So it sounds like, not the left speaker, the right speaker. That's what it sounds like Kirk is doing. He's doing just kind of an arpeggiated, I don't know the notes exactly, but he's doing some sort of an arpeggiated chord, and it's got a chorus effect on it, and it's pulled way back in the mix. You can barely hear it. The lead part here, the main part that we're focusing on, is James's rhythm. So just slightly in that right speaker, you can hear a little chorused clean guitar and whatever other effects Kirk has going on. Nice.
We share this pair of lives. The door cracks open.
And this thing. This. It could be a guitar. It could be a keyboard. I don't know. I'm not Rick Beato, man. I don't have access to the tracks. I can't solo it. I just know it sounds weird. It's some kind of pedal. If you know, put it below.
But there's no sun shining through, like hot scarring darker steel. But there's no sun shining through.
Change up.
No, there's no sun shining through. No, there's no sun
Love this stuff.
shining. What I felt,
Heavy
what I
chords.
known. Turn the pages, turn the stone. Behind the door, should I open it for you? Yeah, what I felt, what I known. Sick and tired, I'm staying alone. Could you be there? 'Cause I'm the one who waits for you. Are you unforgiven too?
That's the thing about harmonies. When you're doing backing harmonies on your song, you don't have to sing every single word the same as the lead does. You can pull back. You can say and then not finish the forgiven part. Unforgiven II. I don't think that's what happened, but you can pick and choose your phrases however it sounds best in the final mix. You don't have to be grammatically correct. You don't have to finish a sentence or a thought. You could just sing the part that sounds best when harmonized, and that's really great. I look back to the song by Sum 41, Still Waiting. There's a background vocals that go, so am I. And I think it's still waiting or something. No, it's done. That's what it is. So am I done. And it's like, it's not in the lyrics. It doesn't really match with what's being sung in the lead part, but it just feels right that way. I have a song, Last Breath. I have a part where there's a call and response. The page is turning. The water's churning. The water. And that's it, just the water. It's okay to just have half sentences. That's all I'm saying. Write your harmonies however you choose. Triple
Lay beside me. This won't hurt, I swear. She loves me now.
Okay, we got a lot of stuff going on here. We've got some wah guitar going wow, 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 wow. Or it could be some sort of pedal. I know that there's like I don't know if it's like a reverb or what it is, but it like makes that sort of wobbly underwater feel. Wow, 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 wow. That's interesting. And we've got some like little detuning. Really dreamy. I think this is very dreamy of them. And if you know anything about Midnight Notion, you know I love dreams. Somewhere in Dreamworld is available wherever you get your music online.
She loves me still, but she'll never love again. She lay beside me, but she'll be there when I'm gone, like hot scarring darker steel. Yeah,
Hey,
she'll
Jeff.
be there when I'm gone. Yeah, she'll be there when I'm gone. Then she'll be there. What I feel, what I've known. Turn the pages, turn the stone. Behind the door, should I open it for you? Yeah, what I felt, what I've known. Sick and tired, I stand alone. Could you be there? 'Cause I'm the one who waits for you. Or are you unforgiven too?
Oh, you got ride cymbal and snare. Main riff. Harmonized. Sing it.
Lay beside me. Tell me what I've done. The door is closed, so are your eyes. But now I see the sun. Now I see the sun.
Splash some.
Yes, now I see it.
Okay, so we gotta. I mean, I'm counting slower. 1, 2. It's really a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So it's a 3 measure hold out there. But you'll see that in the first 2 choruses, before we hit the first 2 choruses, it's only 1 measure. It could be 2 beats. It could be a full measure. I'm counting it 1, 2, 3, 4. I've been verbalizing it the other way. I don't know why, because I'm weird. That's what I do. But I'm pretty sure it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Either way, it's nice that the last time we come to the chorus, we have a holdout. You can lightly hear some strings in the background. And then the big old drum fill brings us right back around.
What I've known, turn the pages, turn the stone. Behind the door, should I open it for you? Yeah, what I felt, what I've known. So sick and tired, I'm staying alone. Could you be there? 'Cause I'm the one who waits, the one who waits for you. What I
All right, so we have a little tease there. The one who waits for you is the line, but he's got a tease. The one who waits. The one who waits for you, he adds to it. That's a nice way to change it up, keeping it fresh, keeping each time we come back to it a little bit different, keeping it interesting. That's how you write an interesting song. I'm just saying, from a songwriting perspective, thumbs up so far. Now we have some references to the original. This is the sequel. The original gets to come back around right here.
feel, what I've known. Turn the pages, turn the stone. Behind the door, should I open it for you? What I feel.
Wait, hold on a second. I heard something, and I don't know if that was real.
Should I open it for you? What?
Are you hearing a pop? I feel like I heard like a bubble pop or something. It sounded like, yeah, like a bubble pop. There's a backing vocal that's doing something that I only noticed when I was listening for the pop. But I'm going back one more time. See if you can hear this.
Should I open it for you?
You hear that? Is it the right speaker for me? What is that? Was there a bubble pop? What? Have you heard that before? Is that my version? Is it in your version? If you listen to this on... What? One more time.
The door, should I open it for you? What I feel.
What the hell was that? They got a freaking bubble in the middle of the song. I'm going to have to look at this later to find out if that's supposed to be there or not. But there's randomly a little... Huh. Right after key.
I take this key and I bury it in you because you're unforgiven too. Never be, 'cause you're unforgiven too.
A little bend up to resolve it. Nice soft ending there. Nice little soft ending. I am so distracted by that bubble pop. I don't know what it is, but we're going to find out how many points it gets. Here we go. Whoosh. Composition. How did they do? Let's say it together. Well, I guess it's a little bit different. Verse, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, solo, verse, chorus. Pretty similar structure to almost every other song. We can give them a little bit of a pass because there's two verses in the beginning before the chorus, but nonetheless, a very similar structure. So, structure-wise, nothing super new. However, I do want to point out that they used a similar feel to Unforgiven. Remember, Unforgiven had these big explosive verses and then this quieter, calmer chorus. And they kind of switched it up in this song. Now we have this big intro. It's kind of slow. It doesn't move a whole lot. But then we have the slow verse, and then we have the bigger chorus. Slow verse, bigger chorus. We have a nice little outro. We have a hold with the big drum fill. That's pretty fun. Nothing really fancy as far as... nothing fancy as far as like, time signature changes or tempo changes or key signature changes. Nothing really out of the norm there. No big like endings, right? I talk a lot about having first and second endings. None of that really in here, but it's fine enough. I like what they're doing. I like the way it feels. We get a few extra percussion and the extra percussion little bits in the back. We get a weird pop sound for some reason, and we get some strings. So overall, I'm happy with the composition, but I know that they can do better. So for now, compositionally, it's a 3. Memorability. I don't know how to put this song because, again, I remember it, but do you remember it? I feel like a lot of the reason we remember this song is because we remember the first song. Is that true? I feel like there's sort of a Unforgiven 2, and we remember it because it's the second one, less because of this song itself and more because that other song exists. So that's kind of almost a negative effect. You're supposed to remember this song as its own piece, but unfortunately they chose to kind of make it a sequel, and I don't know what else you would do. Like what word would you choose instead of Unforgiven? Da-da-da-da 2, or are you something something 2? They could have chosen another word there, and this song would have maybe stand alone. Stand alone. You know it. You know what I'm trying to say. By making it a sequel, there's sort of a hokiness to that, right? It feels like a gotcha. See what we did there? Huh? It's like self-referential, and I don't know that really helps the song. But unfortunately, it does still kind of make it memorable. I don't know how that works, but I think it's catchy enough in its own. So I'm feeling positive. Let's give them a 3. Emotional response. I have to admit, I do like this song. I do really appreciate it. There was a moment this summer, I went to the drive-in concert. They did a drive-in concert that they broadcast all over so that we could sit in our cars and watch Metallica, experience a live show while also being socially distant because of Corona. Damn you, Corona! And I went to that. I was treated to it by my girlfriend bought me tickets, and I was really happy to see it. They played Unforgiven, but there was this cool loop thing that they were playing in the intro. It was like an extended intro. It wasn't just the horn. It was something else. And there was a moment where I was like, wait, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? Because they never play this song live. So part of me is going like, please, 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 please. I want to hear it. When I saw them live at S&M 2, I was in the audience and they played Unforgiven 3. And it was such a treat. And after the song, I went, play the other 2. And a couple of people around me started laughing. But I believe that. I want to hear Unforgiven 2. I've already heard the other 2. I want the middle one. So, I don't know. All that to say, I like this song. Give it to me live. Please, please, please. Thank you. This one gets a 3. Instrumentation. I never know how to rate this category. They're doing fine. They're doing good. I like the triplet fills on the drums. We got a straight beat. It's common time. It's 4/4. There's no shuffle beat to it. It's just 1 and 2 and. But by throwing that 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, nice little fills to kind of break up the feel a little bit, make it flow a little bit better. It wouldn't be the same if you went da da do 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 do. It just doesn't feel right. So you get a couple extra hits in there that you wouldn't otherwise get if you're playing straight. That's cool. I like that the guitars are switching between distorted and electric, between distortion on, distortion off. But we also get some weird chorus effects. We get some weird like bendy wah stuff in the background. We get some clean guitar riffing. I don't know. They're doing fine. I'm talking too much. Instrumentally, let's give them, and let's make sure this was the right 3. Is it the same? It looks the same to me. 3. Lyrics. This one is where I think I have to be honest. I'm going to pull it back just a little bit. I've been generally excited about this song, but I think that this, I don't really know what to say about these lyrics. They're fine. Again, we have someone who has got some sort of internal anguish that they're hiding. They're locking out the world, right? The door is locked, but it's open if you're true. But then, like, I don't know if I should let you in, though, because, like, I'm just not sure. It's someone who has kind of buried everything inside, has kind of shut out the rest of the world, and is maybe contemplating letting someone in. But there's that sort of disconnect, like, I don't know if I should let somebody in. It's just, I don't know. And then, when she's there, when you open your eyes, like after you sleep, like you've slept together and you woke up and she's still there, she didn't leave. There's like a comfort to that. Now I see the sun. Now it makes sense why you'd let someone in. But there's also this line of, I bury this key in you. And that's putting your own happiness inside someone else. And that, my friends, is dangerous. Please don't do that. Your happiness doesn't come from an external source. Your happiness is within. If you can't get your own happiness, it's not safe to get it from somewhere else, because that somewhere else eventually is going to, I don't know, either go away or do something different, and you're going to be stuck with your sad thoughts. And it's just not healthy. Put your happy thoughts inside you. They're already there. I know they're there. You know what? I think you're doing a good job. You're making it. You're here, right? There's a global pandemic and you're here. You're doing great. You're doing great. I'm doing great too. I'm happy we're both here together. Thumbs up from me, but lyrically, there's not a whole lot that's connecting for some reason. Although I like what they're saying, I don't know that the words, I think most of this is because of using Unforgiven. By going to Unforgiven 2, they're saying 2 with 2 O's, T-O-O, but they're labeling the song as the number 2, T-W-O. And it just feels like a hokey, like cash grabby. It feels like Disney. When Disney makes a movie and it's like a remake of an old one, or even when it's a sequel, Frozen 2, I'm looking at you. There's so many like, oh, you could tell that this scene only exists to sell merchandise. And this song really only exists to like reference the first one. And it's not the big, massive hit that the first one was. And so I just wish they would have used any other word. Something else also. So the Unforgiven 2. What's the word? Are you broken down to? I don't know. That's not a better word. But you tell me in the below comments, what word would you use to replace Unforgiven to make the song just a little bit less hokey? I don't know. Long rant. Lyrically, just because of the hokiness of reusing the same concept, the same title, I'm going to give this one a 2. And with that, The Unforgiven 2 gets a grand total of 14 points, which is not enough to break the top 20. Unfortunately, it's currently 37th out of 65. So kind of right there, a little lower than halfway down the list. That's okay. There's plenty of great songs. Let's take a look at some of them. This is the top 20. We got one is just staying right on top. It's been there since I heard it, and it's staying there. We have Sad But True on the chopping block. A couple of ties in here, but no longer tied with Dancing with the Devil. Devil's Dance. I keep thinking of Breaking Benjamin whenever that song comes up. Anyway, that's the list of the top 20. So now it's your turn to tell me in the comments below, using my method, what score would you give this song? And be honest about it. I really want to know what you would do. And make sure you check out my music, Midnight Notion. I've got music all over the place on the internet. I'm sure you can find it. It's even on this channel if you look hard enough. And of course, smash that subscribe button. We're looking for 1,000 subscribers. And you know what? Tomorrow, as besties, you and I, we're going to go through Better Than You. Am I better than you? Are you better than me? Who knows? We'll find out then. See you then. Thanks for watching.